Regula Curti heads the platform Beyond Music, which aims to connect musicians from around the world. And they recently released their first album, Same Sky, featuring over 20 musicians from every corner of the globe. And this with the help of Grammy Award-winning producer Larry Klein. Hi, Regula. Welcome to Out and About.
Thank you.
So Beyond Music is a platform, as I understand, but it's much more than that. Explain it to me.
Yes, it's much more than a digital platform. It is beyond, which is a mindset, which is an attitude today in the world to go beyond boundaries and borders, belief systems and old concepts, ego, and beyond fear. And when we go beyond in a flow, then we get to our pure potential and to the pure creativity, which is very important for musicians when they really want to deliver a message.
Tina Turner is one of the ambassadors of Beyond Music. She, of course, lives in Zurich and is a friend of yours. So I would like to know, what exactly does she do as an ambassador? What does that mean?
Well, we have several ambassadors from all over the styles, but Tina Turner is one of the very important one because she's a co-founder of the Beyond Music project, which was before, starting in 2008 with our first records. And she was in 4 productions together with me. It was more albums to connect and to unite religion and belief system, as she is a Buddhist and Baptist.
Is she also financially helping the
No,
platform?
she just gave her name, her voice, and her incredible knowledge and heart.
Last year, Beyond Music went online with a digital platform where musicians were asked to add their music, and artists with the best submissions were invited to a recording studio to connect and to collaborate. The first result is the recently released album, Same Sky.
I'd like to know, what exactly does it mean when you support an artist to participate in one of your projects in the album, when you invite them to come to record? What do they get?
They get €2,000 and they get, of course, the flight, living and eating for the whole time we are together. And then they get their royalties. I mean, their rights are...
Stay with them?
Stay with them.
So you don't have the rights on the music?
Urheberrechte. They stay with them, yes. And... so the foundation doesn't make any income. With the musicians, we share what we have like income.
The platform is backed by the Beyond Foundation, by Regula Curti and her husband, the well-known Swiss entrepreneur Beat Curti.
When you observe the trends in the world, you see that there is needed a new way of thinking. And my husband and I decided not to give only money away for projects and support other projects, that we give also our talents away. And as we both are very entrepreneurial and visionary, and me from my side, from music, we would like to work out a system, let's say, to bring our talents back into the society, to make a better world, to contribute not only with money, to contribute with our passion and our talents.
Then Mathieu Jaton, head of Montreux Jazz Festival, he's also one of the founding members of the foundation. How did you onboard him? How did that happen?
Yeah. We are long friends of Claude Nobs, and we had a very close friendship with him.
Claude Nobs, the founder of
Montreux Jazz Festival. And of course, Montreux Jazz Festival also opens now to other styles. Mathieu Jaton is a very open mind, has an incredible vehicle, let's say. The Jazz Festival is a wonderful platform also with an academy, and the academy has similarities with what we do in our foundation, because what they do in the academy, they help musicians to market their music better. because as we all know, the music industry has changed in the last few years, and musicians, they really have a hard time to earn money. So they need lots of skills, and of course other platforms like our platform, which is not commercially driven, it is more heart driven and empowering. The musicians should have a platform where they can, in total freedom, compose and create, and not being forced into a
certain
contract
style.
and in certain styles or trends.
Okay. Is there any collaboration planned with the Montreux Jazz Festival? Let's say with your platform, your musicians, that they might be able to play at Montreux Jazz Festival?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, we will. We are now working out together how we can build up a concert platform for Beyond Music at Jazz Festival Montreux, and we will start in the next recording session in 18 months.
Okay.
Because then it will be the second album will be recorded. We will have the first concert in France, and then with that product we go to hopefully other music festivals as well. But first we start in Montreux.
In Montreux.
Yes.
So that is already set.
It is set. Yes.
Okay. So you also already mentioned another album, but let's talk about the album that you just released, Same Sky. It is available on Spotify and Apple Music, just to name a few. So you're a label as well, a record label as well. I mean,
yes, I used to work with Universal together, and we had a great time together. We got platinum and gold with our previous records, and we sold 300,000 with our first album. And of course, if you see the tendency on YouTube, we have songs that have been listened to over 20 millions from Beyond Music. So the trend is obviously going more digitally, but as we all know, streaming and downloads are not making money. So it is important that musicians, they have other platforms. And in our case, we are not commercially driven. We can give as much as we can back to the musicians.
so you decided not to do this album with a traditional record label,
Yes.
because then you would have certain constraints,
Yes.
but to do it yourself your way.
Yes.
So how do you differentiate from this traditional record companies like Sony or Universal? I mean, you mentioned it a little bit, not being constrained by these trends. What else do musicians have to do when they are with these companies in order to make money?
Well, of course, they have to work more what the trend is in the music world, and what the label thinks will be
Sold,
the
yeah,
best.
yeah.
And in our case, we are interested to empower them the best, to be the most creative and to be the most innovative. And by combining different styles and cultures, so we are cross-cultural, cross-genre and cross-generation, we optimize, let's say, this space for absolutely being creative and innovative. And they have freedom to collaborate and to produce.
But do you still expect, I mean, your album is on these streaming platforms, to make a little bit of money? Do you make any, or is it just the foundation giving then at the end? I mean, at some point you also have a lot of investment and expenses.
Yes, I think we enable everything. And at the end, as we all know, streaming doesn't really bring money. For the musician, it is important to be on an album, to be seen with a producer like Larry Klein, and with a foundation like ours, to be seen in the world. But really, money they can't make. But what I have seen now, because it's a very sustainable enterprise in a way, after the recording session, the musicians already have done other collaborations, other albums have been already produced or concert has been given, or even songs have been seen on our platform which have been produced by other singers because they saw, this is a great song, I want to sing that on my record. So they sold already songs. So it looks like that it is more than just an album and once coming together and producing. It is much more than that. And much more than music. At the end, it's a human experience.
So for this, let's go back to the album again. For this first album, I mentioned it that you got Grammy Award-winning producer Larry Klein, which is great for the musicians to work with as an artistic director, producer for this album. And your album has also been registered for a Grammy nomination. Tell me, how does that work? How do you even get the attention from the Grammy Academy?
Well, the great thing was that we got Larry Klein on board, who is a member of the Academy and also is a winning Grammy Award producer. And he submitted our production to the Grammy. And that's how it works. You need somehow an Academy member to be able to enter the system. And he applied for World Music, Best World Music Album, and Best Music Producer of the Year.
Okay, so, and you will know that in November if you're nominated or not.
Yes, yes.
But that's interesting that Larry Klein, who is on the album, produced the album itself, and is in the Grammy Academy, he can apply. Isn't that like conflict of interest? Does it not need to be another Academy member to submit it?
Actually, I don't see behind this the whale so well. It could be that some other Academy member has to apply, but it has to be an Academy member. Yeah.
And because he has a connection, he can...
He has a connection, yes. Of course, there would be an interest.
Yeah, I saw that they already wrote a short article on your project as well, the Grammys themselves. And then when you invite, so you have I think 100 musicians that applied for the project, and then 23 were taken on board to produce this album.
Yes, we had 110 submissions, so compositions were submitted in the first year, and we were very proud that that happened. We have about, so far, 450 musicians on the platform worldwide, and we will build it up to hopefully much more. It's just lots of work because we have to listen to them and to invite them personally. But it will happen, and the next phase will start in October, that we open the platform again for submissions. And then there will be starting a very cool period for me, because every morning I get that email, new submission on the platform, which means that I can listen to new music and see what was already produced in the world through the platform, which is like a wonderful magic box to open every morning.
You basically you're aiming at a worldwide movement.
Yes.
How much do you invest in it? It's probably a lot of work as well.
It is a lot of work, but the social medias, they are doing a good job. And of course, it's not working without television, not working without radio. So of course, we have to talk about it. But this time, I have 23 musicians with their own networks all over the world: Argentina, Kazakhstan, Africa, Tanzania, Iraq, Iran, USA, Europe. So there are lots of helpers in the background who are motivated because it's their own album. And it's just, I mean, building up constantly and being constantly persistent and committed every day the best you can. And then the family will grow, the Beyond Music family.